Today, we return to the village school of Talwandi. The other children wrote, row after row, line after line, copying what the teacher said. One child sat still. His slate was empty. In the village school of Talwandi, boys learned by repetition. The teacher recited, the students repeated again and again until the words stayed. This was how knowledge worked. This was how it had always worked. But Nanak did not write. He listened, and then he asked. Not to argue, not to challenge, just to understand. What does it mean? Why do we say it this way? Where does it come from? The other boys did not ask these things. Pandit Gopal was a patient man. He had taught many children. But this one unsettled him, not because the boy was disrespectful, but because his questions went somewhere the lesson did not. Sometimes the teacher paused, and sometimes he had no answer. He was not defiant. He did not refuse to learn. He simply refused to repeat without understanding. A rebellious child can be corrected. A curious one requires something deeper. And that difference did not go unnoticed. At home, parents began to hear about it. A clever boy, some said. But cleverness is predictable. This was something else. A questioning child was harder to explain. Nanak was 9 years old enough for the Janeyu, the sacred thread ceremony. A white thread across the shoulder, a public mark of religious duty. Every boy of his background received it. It was expected. It was honored. It was unquestioned. The priest was summoned. The family prepared. The village gathered. The courtyard was arranged. Relatives arrived. Neighbors stood close. The sacred fire burned steadily. The thread rested on a clean cloth. Nanak stood before the priest, calm, still. The chants began, measured, familiar. The priest reached for the thread. The village watched, waiting for the simple act that would mark the boy's place in tradition. But Nanak was not looking at the thread. He was looking at the priest. The same expression, the kind that made rooms go quiet. And then he opened his mouth. It was not refusal. It was a question.